Hey everyone, welcome back to another Flutter tutorial. Today we are going to creating a dynamic voting app in Flutter. Let's see the demo first. Here you can see this is our user interface. At the end you can see the result as well. Initially the every candidates have 0 vote. If you give vote to any candidates, it makes change its color. By confirm that you have voted, you can easily vote it with multiple candidates at the same times. And the result is here. Candidates 1 got the 2 vote and candidates 2 got the 3 votes. That's why candidates 2 is the clear winner. If more than one candidate gets the same vote, then it's the tie. We have designing this beautiful voting app by the use of Flutter and provider state management. Let's start the complete video. Let's continue the complete video. Here you can see this is my main screen. Inside my main screen I'll just define the stateless widget, and in my stateless widget voting screen is my home screen. Let's go to the voting screen. Inside this voting screen I'll again use the stateless widget and I'll just set the background color as blue 100 and I'll just define the app bar. This is just a simple. And now you have already know we are going to create a voting app by the use of provider. First step, you need to add a provider. Just add the provider and ignore the remaining dependency, and we have start to code. And next thing is we have required the model, because in the election it's maybe the number of candidates. That's why we have used the candidates provider. In candidates provider I'll just define the ID of these candidates and name and vote. ID for is unique address, name and the vote. How many votes these candidates have got. Initially I'll put the votes 0. This is my model. After this model we have created the one provider folder, and inside this provider we have created the one dot file, and I'll give the name voting provider. Inside this dot file we need to define one class, and I'll give the name of this class is voting provider with change notifier. We have used the provider, that's why I'll use the change notifier. And first steps after we have defined the class is, initially we have required at least the 2 candidates for the election. That's why the lists of candidates initialize with the sample data list and the candidates, and this candidates is from model that I have already shown you. And I'll just give the name candidates. In this list of candidates just add at least two candidates. I will add the 4 candidates first. I have added the 4 candidates here, and we have required the ID and name. Let's change the ID. Every candidate requires the unique ID. After the list of these candidates, now turn for storing the ID of the selected candidates. String and selected candidates. Now we need to create a public getter for accessing the list of candidates. For getting the list of candidates, we have required the list again. And from the candidates list and get, we have used the get candidates from this list of candidates. After we have accessed the list of candidates, now our main task is function to add a vote to a candidate's identified by its candidate's ID. For that, void vote string, I'll just give the name to candidate's ID. Now we are going to map over the list and increment the vote count for the selected candidates. What does I do is, if some voter click on the vote button, then it needs to be increase the count for this candidates. For this, candidates tends to candidate.map. We have used the if statement. If candidates.id, we have used the ID to store its number of votes. If candidates.id equals to candidates ID, then what does we do? We have add the vote every time. And for the result screen, we have returns the candidates. This is not candidates. This is, I think, candidate. This is candidate, and this is again candidates. Dot to list. We are going to make the candidate is selected. What does we do is, if user click for this candidates, we'll change the color of its voted button. For that, selected candidates ID tends to candidates ID, and now we have update it in the UI. We have used notify listener to update the UI. In how much time we have update this button text? We have used the timer duration second. Inside the 1 second, we have changed the color of this button and its color returned back after the 1 second. And now update it in the UI every time we have required the notify listener. Let's see why this error will be appear. Candidates can be used as a setter because it's final. Try finding the different setter. Oh, we are mistakenly add this list as a final. This is not a final. Let's remove it. And the basic provider function is completed. We have add some feature at the end. Now we have worked for the UI part. Go to the screen, and inside this screen we have the voting screen. Now first let's display the list of candidates for voting. I'll display it in my voting screen. My body column, I'll use the column because I require view screen button after the list of candidates. And children, and I'll the expanded widget. Inside the child of this expanded widget is list view.builder. To access the voting provider instance, to get the candidates and handle the voting logic, we need to initialize the voting provider. For this, final voting provider tends to provider dot of our class name is voting provider from voting provider context. If you are going to trying to access the provider data, this is the only one and easiest way to initialize the provider class in your every screen. In this list of build.builder, we have required the item count, and I'll use the voting provider dot candidates dot length. Display the all candidates that are available is in the voting provider. And in our item builder, we'll use the context and index. Next things is we are going to display return list style. In this list style, we are going to display the candidate's name and its voting button. Before that, we are going to accessing each candidates from the candidate list by index. Final candidate tends to voting provider dot candidates index. And the next thing is we are going to change the candidates votes button. For this, I'll use final and is vote tends to vote provider dot selected candidates ID tends to candidates ID. I'll miss the spelling. Candidates dot ID. That's it. Now after this, first we are going to display the candidate's name inside the title of this list style. Candidate dot name and let's save it. And next things is I'm forgetting to initialize the provider in our main screen. First, we need to initialize the voting provider in the main screen. Wrap with widget, and I will change notify provider. Change notify provider. It's require create change notifier function and context from where we have going to accessing the data from voting provider. Our class name is Oh, not a voting screen, voting provider. That's it. And go to the voting screen and let's restart. You can see this is the list of candidates that we have defined in our provider screen. The next things is vote button. In the trailing, I'll use the elevated button. Inside this button, we'll define the vote, text, vote, and we are going to set the function as well. Inside this on press, what does we do is voting provider dot vote the and store this vote in candidates id, candidates dot id. That's it. Until now, if we click on this vote button, its color is not changed. We are confused, we are voted or not. For that, we are going to change the color of this button if user got voted. Style of this elevated button, style elevated button dot style form. Inside this background color, we are use is voted. If is voted is tends to true, so the color dot green, otherwise show the colors dot white. Simple logic. If user click on vote button, just show the green screen of this voted button, otherwise the white. Now by the same way, we have just changed the text color as well. Text color, and I'll just inside this color, what does I do is, first I'll remove this const from here and is voted tends to true, then change the text color to white, otherwise black. I think in green screen white text is visible, in white screen black text color will be visible. Let's save it and restart and let's try. I'll try to vote the candidates first. You can see if I click on vote button, it changes its color and after 1 second its color return back to the original position. Now the next things what does we do is we are going to result of this election. After this expanded, I'll use the elevated button and inside this elevated button I'll first display the text. Inside this text I'll show the view result and you can see this is at the bottom. To solve this we'll use the spacer and I think next spacer. Okay, this is good. And the next things is we are going to create the result screen inside this screen. Result screen dot. Again, let's define the stateless widget and give the result screen as a name. And first go to navigate. If someone click to view result, then it's navigate to the result screen. Navigator dot push route tends to material page route, and inside this just context and go to the result screen. That's it. For the result screen, we are going to add some feature. If the 2 or more candidates got the same number of votes, then what does we do? For this, we are going to use the getter to return the list of candidate with the highest voted. Our highest voted candidates, it's our potential winner if this highest candidate voter are single. For the process of get winner, we are use the list of candidates. First, if candidate got the empty vote, then we have just return the list of candidates. Second things, we are going to find the highest vote count among the candidates by comparing A and B if among these two candidates were checked which candidates' votes are greater. If highest vote equal to 0, again return the list of candidates list. This means if all candidates have 0 vote, no winner, only return the list of candidates. And second thing, 2 returns the top candidates. And again we have check is tie. For the case of tie, boolean to determine if there is a tie, more than one candidate has the highest vote, equal number of votes. After this all condition, now we are going to display the election result in our result screen. First and regular process is accessing the voting provider instance to get the result. I think I'll copy this from the voting screen, final voting provider. This is the same process in all screen. Let's paste it and just import the voting provider and the provider. I'll remove this placeholder and just scaffold app bar, title, text, and I'll just voting result, and the screen background color will be white and app bar background color will be white. After this provider instance, I'll call for the tie case bool that check if there is a tie among the top candidates. Final is tie tends to provider voting provider dot is tie that we have created is in the voting provider screen. And second things is list of candidates who have the highest vote, could be tie or the single winner. Winners tends to voting provider dot winner. Now we are going to display body column children expanded child list view dot builder. Context index and will return. List view builder require item counts to display the number voting provider dot candidates dot length. We have display the all list of candidates in the result screen. And the second things what does we do is we have accessing each candidates from the candidate list by index. For this, final candidate tends to voting provider dot candidates index every candidates from the voting provider. And next and last things, check if the candidate is one of the winner. Final is winner tends to winner dot contain candidates. And last things that we have required is display the candidates title text candidates dot name. Second things is trailing. In trailing I'll play the total vote text candidates dot votes and votes votes. Just save it and restart the app and view screen. You can see all candidates have 0 vote. And let's get voted. I'll get vote 2 vote to candidates 1. Here you can see if you have checked highest number candidate will be winner, we have set this candidate 1 as a winner. For this style text style in font weight winner font weight is bold, font weight dot bold, and remaining all font width is normal. And next things, we have also changed the color of winner is winner, color is green, colors dot green, and remaining loser color will be black. In the winner subtitle, we have also display it is a winner. Subtitle is winner. If this is the winner, then we have use the text that is winner. Inside the winning process, it's maybe tie. If both the candidates have equal vote, then we have display tie for winner. Otherwise, we have directly display the winner. See, you can see. And last things in our app, what is we do is we have display here. It's maybe tie or it's the winner. After this expanded, I'll use the padding is insert.all. I'll put the 16 padding from every side and child text. Inside this text, I'll just copy this process, and here is the tie. It's a tie, otherwise winner. Text style font weight dot bold, and I'll set the winner color is white color. If it is clear winner, then its color is green. If this is tie, then color is red. Text align dot center, and I'll just spacer. And I think this font size is too small. I'll set the font size tends to 30, and everything is completed. And let's restart the app and try to vote. I'll vote one vote to candidates 1 and one vote to candidates 4 and 2 vote to candidate 2. I think 2 or 3 votes. As you can see, candidate 2 is the clear winner. And if I add 2 votes to candidates 1, then tie for the winner. It's a tie. Both candidates got the equal number of votes. At that condition, we have display the tie for a winner. If you have see the result without got voting, then you can see all candidates got the 0 voted and only display the list of candidates. By this way, you can create a fully functional voting app by the use of Flutter and provider state management. And that's it for today's video. I hope after watching this tutorial, you have learned something new. Okay, bye bye. We'll meet you again in the next video.